Hey everyone, I'm Adam Sykes. Welcome back to the Blockbuster Show, and this is our special summer event for the year. It is the summer of Jim Carrey-less sequels, prequels, remakes, and ripoffs. One of the last videos that I did was me and Chris T. Ian from The Captivating Christian. We talked about Evan Almighty, which is the sequel to Bruce Almighty that didn't have Jim Carrey. And that's probably the best one, which is why I'm not going to do a in-depth Blockbuster review of it. The reason we're not going to do a full-length review for Blockbusters is because these three movies that are also sequels to Jim Carrey films without Jim Carrey, they're much, much worse. The first one we're looking at didn't even go to theaters. It just went straight to television, so you know that's already a good sign. The film in question is Ace Ventura Jr.
Yo, tell him where he's at, my brother.
Yeah, the movie is about the son of Ace Ventura, and they basically wrote him out of the movie entirely by having like one quick line of exposition saying that he got lost somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, and so that's why, you know, this kid's never known his dad all that much growing up. And yeah, that's their way of lazily writing Jim Carrey out of this movie entirely. I'm just going to get this out of the way. This movie is rife with cliches. I mean, the main character is an outcast kid. He is a single parent, and the mom is struggling with trying to keep her job because her kid is this eccentric little guy, and in this case it's because she works at a zoo. That way he's closer to animals and wants to, you know, have a connection with animals like his father did. The plot gets going when a goldfish and a panda go missing, so now it's up to young Ace to hone his father's ability to connect with animals and to crack the case along with his female friend. And from there you just have a bunch of scenes of them trying to replicate stuff from the first movie and do shenanigans like the first movie, and they're not good. I think one of the main things that irks me is that the kid tries to replicate Jim Carrey's performance, and I'm sorry, like, there's only a few comedians that could be on that level. Like, you know, comedians like the Jim Carreys and the Robin Williams, they can really throw themselves and, you know, do voices, do characters, do really exaggerated performance as well. The thing that irks me even more is the fact that he doesn't act like Jim Carrey from the beginning. He acts like just a regular kid. And then he eventually, you know, slicks his hair into the Ace Ventura mode, starts donning a Hawaiian shirt with a, you know, a muscle shirt underneath, and, you know, wearing sunglasses everywhere, and he tries doing the catchphrases like, "Alrighty then," and "Lahu Zahur," and he does it horribly.
Outfit. Let's talk fashion. Tara's wearing the latest in this spoiled and shallow collection. Love the shoes. Hate you.
Ventura, our therapist said for us to order you to stop inflicting emotional damage on us.
Frankenberry called. Count Chocula wants his wardrobe back.
The token evil rich billionaire kid with his billionaire father who, spoiler alert, shock of shocks, it turns out he's the one that was in possession of the panda, so whoa. But the kid, the evil British snobby kid, he was in some Nick show or Disney show. It was something like that.
Invited to my birthday party this Saturday at 3421 Tropicana Avenue.
It's bugging me what show that kid was from. MediaWiz would probably know, because MediaWiz has useless knowledge about stupid Disney Channel and Nickelodeon shows like that. It's not to say that this movie is brilliantly written, like it has you on the edge of your seat, but as soon as they show that kid and establish that he has a rich billionaire father, I instantly called that they were going to be the ones behind it. And I was right. Like, it's like they didn't care. They just didn't care while making this movie. They were just like, it's straight to TV, we don't have to try. In a way, the production of the movie was reminding me a lot of other straight-to-video movies that don't have horrible production, but they're just so lackluster. Like, it was really reminding me of Thunderstruck specifically, because it just has like that, well, it's kind of okay for the most part, and then you look at other parts of it and it looks awful. For example, there's a part where they go to a dinosaur museum, and I swear they went to Universal to the Jurassic Park set, because it seriously looks like the exact same set from Jurassic Park, when they're in the, you know, the big lobby area with the T-Rex skeleton in the center. There's a part where Ace's pet dog ends up biting one of the bones off of the T-Rex skeleton, and it all falls apart. Wacky.
It's going to survive a little doggy love nibble. Maybe not.
There's also another thing I hate about generic family movies, and that is there's the stupid chase sequence. There's a part where they're being chased out by the security guards of the place after the dinosaur T-Rex statue falls over, and they get chased by a couple of guards, and every single one of them is as inept as a stormtrooper. You have guys bumping into each other, running into poles, jumping over a fence and tripping, and it's just like, wow, good job. Another problem with this movie is that it's incredibly dated. I mean, this came out mid to late 2000s, I know, but there is not only a plug for the iPod, but there is also a plug for Heelys.
Dear Healy?
It's funny, I only vaguely remember Heelys because, you know, they were really all the rage for a while. It's like, oh, you could put, you know, wheels in your sneakers and you can roll around. But I have not seen a plug for Heelys that obvious since Flyin' Ryan. Flyin' Ryan felt like it was just one big hour-and-a-half long advert for Heelys. I also love the fact that they couldn't get Jim Carrey, so instead what they do is they establish the kid as a grandpa who is also a Ventura, and literally everything he says is, again, references and catchphrases from the other two Ace Ventura movies before it. They have him always throwing it off, and he also has a monkey that they say is supposed to be Spike. So, oh, another connection, as if this movie is even going to be considered in the same continuity.
Or a pet. Detective.
Like my dad? What was he like?
Just like you.
We really don't know what else to say for this review, honestly, other than it's just a lame rehash of the first movie with mediocre kid acting, TV level production, and just obnoxious humor when they're not trying to blatantly rip off the first one. As the movie ends, guess what? They find out that the evil asshole Billy... How does the movie end? It turns out that the obvious villains were the obvious villains. They're the ones that took the panda, and there's a part where Ace Jr. gets a goldfish out of the mouth of a crocodile or alligator. And they try to end with them establishing they're going to go on more missions, but of course that didn't happen because nobody wanted to see a second Ace Ventura Jr. because this movie sucked. I don't know why, but I just can't help but find it funny that, you know, Jim Carrey decided he wasn't going to do sequels anymore after Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, because apparently critics really didn't like it. But I mean, say what you want about When Nature Calls, it's still a way better sequel in every regard compared to this. It actually felt like a movie. This felt like, you know, one of those lazy reboots from years later where people go, hey, people recognize the brand, let's just try and do an updated version. Oh, we can't get the original people. Well, you know, we can just basically make the same movie with shittier production value. And oh, well, this time it's a kid. It's a kid Ace Ventura. Haha, it's his son. So that way we don't have to get Jim Carrey. And oh, we have a budget of $3 and a ham sandwich. So let's just air it on TV. Let's not actually put work into this. You want to know what the sad thing is? This is the first of 3 movies. Because after this, in July, we're going to be looking at Dumb and Dumberer When Harry Met Lloyd, which was a prequel, not a sequel, a prequel to Dumb and Dumber. I vaguely remember me and my 2 buddies, Mike and Jerry, back when we worked at Blockbuster Video. I remember that was a movie that was on the shelf, and out of curiosity, we watched half of it, and it was so awful that we didn't finish it. So it makes me think, well, now I have to finish watching it. I'm going to watch it in full, and I guarantee you it's probably going to suck just as much as, maybe even a little bit more than this one. But I don't know. We'll see when that time comes. Until then, I'm Adam Sykes of the Blockbuster Show, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Thank you, honey.
I love you too, Mom.
Alrighty then.